If you send Emily a gift between now and her birthday, automatically invite to her party.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ.
Hey, Em. And hello, listener.
And welcome back to
This, That, and Chit Chat.
Are we going to start saying hello, chit chatters?
We could try that.
We could try it.
I like what we're doing with Rants, Rex, Random Questions. So
That's true.
We could try something
maybe
new.
season 2 we switch it up a little bit.
Hello, chit chatters.
Yeah.
Something.
We'll try it.
Okay.
Let us know what you prefer.
Yeah.
We always ask them to let us know things, and they don't let us know anything.
I know.
Sometimes people will just text me out of the blue about things because they're listening to the pod.
Yeah.
And they just text me, but with no context.
Oh, sure.
And they're like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like,
What are you talking about? Yeah.
and they're like, oh, when you talked about this. And I'm like, I
How would
literally
I
say it,
yeah.
and it's gone. I have no idea. So when people are like, remember when you said this? And I'm like, no, I don't. So if you text us, we're happy to hear it. But I would love for
Just
you
a little bit of background.
Yeah. So I'm listening to the pod, and you and DJ are talking about this.
And
I'm like,
you just said this.
I'm like, thank you. I got it. Yeah.
I did have Zach text me, and he said, I hate you in the past.
Oh, because you were a bully?
Yes.
That's true. We got a DM. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah. Did we get any more roommate stories?
We did not get any more. No, but a lot of people were like, oh, wow, that's wild.
I know. That was insane.
We had some wild ones.
Yeah.
We did get a question. Who does our graphic design?
Oh.
For, like, the picture?
Great question.
I'm sure it's AI.
Wait.
Like, the episode pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Mid-Journey.
Mm-hmm. And then we got how to edit a podcast with AI. And I was like, you should try that.
Somebody sent that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you love AI.
I do love AI.
And so it could be fun.
Yeah.
They say edit a whole podcast in 4 minutes or less. And you run it through and it cuts out all of the gaps and all of the things.
Okay. I'll try it.
Yeah.
I created, so this is fairly nerdy,
Uh-huh.
The Atlantic hosts a festival.
Yeah.
Arthur Brooks is going. Spencer Cox is going. A lot of my favorite people. McKay Coppins. A lot of my favorite. So I saw that was happening.
Yeah.
It's $200.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not forking out $200.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to make a PowerPoint and try to convince my boss to pay for me to go.
Oh, okay.
So I had AI make me a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And I might be gone.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Here in DC.
Okay.
Yeah. So super cheap, meaning all they have to pay is the entry.
Yeah.
Doesn't really.
Would you be going as a representative of your work?
I promised them I would go to every single networking event and that I would talk to people about my job in the company. So I tried to tie it as much to the company as I could.
Yeah.
But really, I was like, listen, I just want to go, and I'm hoping you guys will pay for it.
Okay. Speaking of our graphics.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of question about ours, and you're never in the room to answer them. So, like, do you put the prompts in?
I do.
So, like, for example, the summer picture.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be you and I, or is that just you and the people?
it's us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really hard to like give it anything.
Okay.
And get it to. I say like brunette girl, long hair, bald man, beard. Both of them have glasses.
Okay.
And then I like iterate until it like looks kind of like us. Like with that one, I iterated probably like 12 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because I was like, it's sort of like us, but like sometimes not.
So I was like trying for a while to make it us every time, but I've kind of gotten away from that because it's like just crazy hard.
Yeah, might as well just get a good one.
Yeah.
Whatever the theme.
Like I liked last week.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Anyway, AI taking over the world.
We're gonna start editing our pod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so DJ, do you have a rant?
That was good.
You were ready. You were like, what's she gonna say?
I didn't know if you were going into rants or if you were going into the topic.
No, we're mixing it up.
That was good. Yes, I do have a rant.
What is it?
You know it. It's Apple.
Oh.
I mean, and granted, everyone who's on Apple's gonna be like, you're an idiot. I switched to Android.
And every Android's like,
Pixel. I'm very happy with it, but like getting off of iMessage has been impossible. Like it's still not happened. My family group chats are going to the wrong place, and it's just really frustrating.
So when you say they go to the wrong place, does that mean they're not popping up?
It means everyone who's on iMessage is getting them. So like Lauren's like, hey, your family messaged again, but I don't get them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's sending via iMessage, but not necessarily.
Yeah, and it's not going to my iPad either.
Yeah.
Like it's going to the iMessage that was connected to my old number, but that's gone. There is no
a new number.
No, but I turned off my number on
Yeah.
iMessage, so now it's just my email you can iMessage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's your rant.
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
rant. Yeah.
My rant is, it's personal towards you.
What?
Guys, he doesn't know this. This is coming true. This is our friendship inventory right now.
What?
The extra 7 minutes from your old house to this house,
7?
especially at this time of night,
Okay.
is the only traffic I ever face in coming to your house. So, like, DJ used to live just a little bit closer to me down the road,
Yeah.
and I could get to your house without stopping once. Because it was all right turns
Yeah.
or left turns in neighborhoods.
Oh, because did you take the one right before the freeway, whatever
Yes.
that? Yeah. Okay.
So I would take that.
Yeah.
But now, when I pass your old house, I have to turn left onto this major road. We won't tell people where you live.
Sure.
And there's just so much traffic.
There is.
And that's 7 minutes. I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
You should have lived in your old house.
If you don't hit that light just right, you're gonna be there forever.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my rant.
Okay.
Is that DJ moved?
It's a good rant.
Thanks. Thanks.
My rec, I had one, but I totally forget what it is. So here's my rec.
Okay. Scanning the room for anything.
Brandon Sanderson. I have 3 Brandon Sanderson books. If you haven't read Brandon Sanderson, he's my favorite author.
I never have.
Read him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You recommend it.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait till you remember what your rec is.
I can't remember.
My rec, it's a pretty Emily rec.
Yeah.
A Cinderella story.
Oh.
I watched it again this weekend. It is just such a good film.
It is.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early 2000s style and like the disses. And then you realize like these people are just like swimming in the middle of the school day, like in their high school pool, and you're like, that's not a thing. Like not in like your bikinis hanging out.
Yeah.
And then they had the Halloween dance, and I realized this time it's on a school night because they all show up to school the next day.
The next day.
And I'm like, you all were out till midnight at a school function on a school night?
That's funny.
It's just a great film.
Yeah, just those little things were like, wait a second.
I've probably seen it 3 dozen times, and this time I was like, huh.
That is a good one. And it holds up.
It does hold up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Random question for you.
Yeah, what is it?
What's your favorite plant?
Oh, I assume that includes flowers?
All plants, yeah, of course.
Peonies.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's that one?
It's like the big flower that are like have tons of petals.
Oh, okay.
They're like big like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I'm particular to just any type of iris. Is that what they're called? The like
the purple one?
The tropical. Am I thinking?
Or are you thinking of like the tall, skinny ones?
Yeah. What's that called?
What is that?
Is iris not right?
Is that a lily?
No. What am I thinking? They're like tropical.
Iris.
They're like super feminine.
I don't think you're thinking of an iris.
Okay.
Maybe you are.
Oh, orchid? Am I thinking of
Orchid.
an orchid?
Orchid.
Yeah.
This is an iris.
Look up orchid.
Yeah, it's definitely an orchid where it's just like one stem.
Yeah, and there's like lots of different types.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I love orchids. I think they're beautiful. They smell good.
Come on, orchid. It's trying to get me to buy some.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. I like an orchid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good plant.
Well, thank you.
Mine is, do your salivary glands hurt after you eat something sour?
Sometimes, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, same.
Yeah.
Some
I don't
people-
know if it's my salivary.
It
but,
is.
Like, is it? Yeah.
Well,
like
if it's right here.
Yeah, like the back of my throat will sometimes hurt. Yeah.
It's because it immediately fills with saliva.
Oh, okay.
And so it has that pressure.
Interesting.
Some people have never experienced that.
Yeah, really?
I thought everyone did.
You know what I found fun? Do you ever find the salivary glands in your cheek?
What?
You know you salivate out of the top of your cheek?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever touch them with your tongue?
No.
Yeah, you can find them. They're like little holes in your cheek. Oh, right here.
I've never thought about that. I'll have to give that a whirl later. Okay.
When I was in middle school, did you guys... I used to gleek all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun.
Was that your rec? That you couldn't remember?
Yeah, it was gleeking.
Yeah.
Everyone
Perfect.
should gleek. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. That was an easy rants, recs, and random questions.
Guys, when I don't know what I'm doing, it's
We're-
really quick.
We're on it.
Because I haven't thought about it.
I have no backup.
Nuh-uh.
Let's just say it.
It's just Brando Sando.
Yeah.
Emily,
Yeah.
what's our topic today?
It's something that we both love. It's not.
It has heavily influenced the creation of this podcast.
It has.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, no, for real, the topic is parties.
Which just sounds like such a weird topic. What are you talking about? Parties.
Yeah, parties.
For two people who don't really party.
Fair.
But
That's
we'll
fair.
give a history of our party.
I guess, let's give a history of our partying. Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
So high school, I was like a bonfire
That was the
partier.
go-to.
You know,
Yeah.
like, we had a fire pit, lots of people had fire pits. Yeah. That was probably, I went to like a couple like hang out in the basement parties. But most of the time it was like outside bonfire, something like
More like a game night, movie night crew.
Yeah.
Like chill, not like party. Like.
Yeah, or we'd have game nights. Like occasionally at my house we'd have straight up parties where like just everyone came over and we'd just have some food out and everyone would hang. Sometimes we'd turn on music and dance.
Yeah.
Whatever. Always have loved dances.
Mm-hmm.
College, very game night heavy.
No.
Very game night heavy. Maybe a few parties. I stopped liking crowds in college.
Okay.
So I like avoided like DJ parties.
DJ like wiki,
Wiki,
not
wiki?
like DJ.
Yeah. Unless it was like fairly controlled and like it wasn't gonna be crazy crowded.
Yeah.
And then post college, it was more like hangouts. It's weird to call it a party because
I think we need to define what a party is.
Yeah, what we
our
do-
listeners get really upset when their definition differs from ours and we don't explain our definition correctly.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just
you back on the fast food, fast casual.
Yeah, someone else chewed me out for that the other day.
Dude, Lauren was talking to me. She's like, "Do you consider Five Guys fast food?" And I was like, "No."
That was the exact one. They were like, it takes just as much time as a drive-thru, and I said no.
It takes way more time.
And they were like,
than
maybe
drive-thru.
like 3 more minutes. And I'm like, then it's not fast.
Yeah, it's
Because the drive-thru is already slow sometimes. You want me to get out of my car?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the drive-thru is part of it. The number of options is part of it. Like it's just not fast food.
We've had an issue with the definitions there.
Yeah.
Advice. People.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
We don't need to go into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so party.
Yeah.
We're defining party as anything bigger than like 5 or 6 people getting together.
I would say party is bigger than 8.
Okay.
Because 8 is like still a normal group to go get dinner with.
Sure.
Or to have a game night with.
Okay.
Because I don't always think game nights are not always parties.
Yeah, usually.
Usually not.
Unless they're like occasionally you'll have like a huge, you can do like, or at a party, a group will split off and play a game. Yeah.
Yeah, at a party we're playing games.
Yeah.
But if the whole goal is to only play games, then that's a game night.
That's
it's
a
not
game
a party.
night, not a party.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Movie night,
Not a
same.
party.
You can have a party with a movie aspect.
Sure.
But if it's just a movie, it is not a
It's
party.
a movie night.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're on the same.
Okay.
So yeah, 8 and above group.
Yeah.
And usually there's a reason for it.
These days especially,
Yes.
right? In college it was just like, hey, we want to have people
Yeah.
over. But yeah, these days especially. Yeah.
Well, and even for those parties, it was like, come over to do this, and that's the party. Or like, just having people over. I guess that's when the numbers come in. Because if you're just having people over and there's 7 of you, it's just a hangout.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, just come over and hang out, and there's like 20 of you, then yeah, that's a party.
I think basically like if there's enough people that you feel the need to like put stuff out rather than just have people like go to your kitchen and grab a drink.
Yeah.
That's then a party.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level of hosting involved that makes it a party.
Absolutely, right? Like if people are just hanging out at my house and we're just chatting, if I feel comfortable enough to like, this is in college, if I felt comfortable enough to like go to bed while people were still at my house, not a party.
Okay.
If I felt like I had to kick people out, party.
Party. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, anyway.
I think we're on the same page.
We got it. We got it. Yeah. Okay, so that's parties.
Yeah.
That's what I've been through. These days, mostly just, it's going to be events and I host a small number of people. Yeah.
Me, high school was more game night, movie night.
Okay.
A random party, but mostly like for birthdays.
Sure.
Not really like, or maybe some girls got together for like a Christmas party, but not really. Freshman year, I was going to all the parties.
I believe it.
My crew, we were like all shoving into one car to find the off-campus party. Now, mind you, because we went to BYU, they're not the wild.
Yeah, they're not
a typical college party, right?
No, I would say no.
No.
Yeah.
But like we always tried to find them.
Oh yeah.
And then I would say the rest of my college was like more like people from our congregation all got together, but they weren't insane.
Yeah.
And now since then, random parties, but like more themed.
Yeah, a lot more themed these days. Yeah. Like I just had, would you call that a party even? No, it was a barbecue. Are barbecues parties?
I wouldn't say so because I think the main goal of that is like to eat dinner. Yeah. So it's a dinner party, but like.
Yeah. Whew.
It's complicated.
Definitions, man.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best party you've ever been to?
So this one, do we consider weddings a party?
That's tough. Yes and no. Like I do think it's a party, but I don't think it counts.
Okay.
You know, like for this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was one wedding that it was a like destination wedding, and so we all went, and so the only people that were there were all really good friends, and that felt like a really great party.
Was this one in California?
No, this was in Denver. Shout out Faith and Jorgen. Great wedding. Great wedding.
Yeah.
But I would say I had a surprise party that my friends threw me in college.
Oh, cool.
And that was so fun just because I truly like loved everyone there and it was just so fun.
Yeah. Best party I've been to. It might be recency bias, but it was at your house. It might have been your Valentine's party or your waffle party. Was the same one?
Yeah.
Pie party?
We had
it was one of those.
Okay, we had a pie party and then we had a Valentine's party where we made waffles.
Yeah, one of those two.
Okay.
Both were very fun.
Yeah.
I think it was the Valentine's.
I think it was the Valentine's.
Anyway, very fun. Just like my kind of party.
Yeah.
Like there's good food. I like everyone there.
Yeah.
It's not hectic. We're basically just chatting, but little groups are forming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my dream party now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's the best party you've ever thrown?
Yeah, aside from my wedding, because that's absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I threw many. Well, it was probably high school. I used to throw some ragers in high school.
Really?
I mean, ragers for,
Mormon
good
kids
Christian
in high
kids.
school.
Yeah. But kids were wrestling. The kid broke his arm wrestling in my house, right?
Wow.
We used to throw some ragers.
Yeah. Okay, that's fun.
Just 30 kids over at our house, just hanging out in the basement. We had a whole house surround sound, so we'd crank the music
that's fun.
and
Okay.
So that's probably because post then, I think the best things I've done have been watch parties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where I've gotten the biggest turnout.
Yeah.
Or I hosted a dance one time, but that feels different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say my best party I've ever thrown is I really liked my birthday party last year where we had taco bowls and made s'mores on the stove.
Great party.
It was just fun.
It was.
It was just good to be with people.
It was fun.
But my sophomore year of college, me and my roommates would throw parties and invite people we knew from home and other areas of life, but the whole board. And so we had a Christmas party and there was probably 80 people in our apartment.
That's awesome.
And it was super fun. I think the thought of that now, I'm like, could it catch me dead?
Yeah.
But at the time, it was everywhere you turned, there was someone there, and you're 20, 21, and you're like, this is the best.
Yeah. You're like, I did
Yes. And we would do it on Sunday nights
Mm-hmm.
because we were like, people don't have plans, so everyone's down to come and it's just chill.
Yeah.
And it would be so fun.
That's awesome. Let's talk about a guest list for a
Okay,
party.
that's critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we should separate this, right?
Okay.
Like, because I do think we've defined like two
Types of
parties, right?
Yeah.
There's the like 25 and up party,
Yeah.
and there's like the 18 to 23 party.
Are these people or ages?
Ages.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's the I want to just have a rager, tons of people, you know, crazy, and then there's the let's just have people I love, and then their surrounding people over, and we'll just hang out and have a good time. So let's start with the first.
Okay.
How do you make a good guest list for a rager?
I say, so I was talking about this with a friend, Allison.
Yeah.
And it was like, you have to completely lean into one of the two options, right?
Absolutely.
If you're in that middle ground, it's awkward.
Yes.
So you either have to have a ton of people, so let's say this 18 to 23-year-old party, where it doesn't matter if people know each other or not. It's just how many bodies can you get in? Because if people don't know each other and you have a small number, so awkward. So if it's going to be small, if you're going to have anywhere between our 8 and maybe like 15,
sure,
then everyone has to know a couple of people.
Yep.
You don't have to know everyone.
No.
But you have to make sure that people have people.
There has to be enough that if like one person you know is talking to someone, there's another person you know you can go talk to.
Yeah. And so it's easier if you base it off of like a friend group and add in a few randoms.
Yep.
Rather than like, let's just randomly pick.
Yeah. How do you though? So it's been a long time since I threw a rager.
Yeah.
And back then, like, I mean, I was the king of high school.
Yeah.
Right? Like I ruled the roost. That's when I peaked.
Yeah.
Right. So if I said, "Hey, party at my house,"
people were there.
All the Mormon kids were there.
All 25 of us from church were there.
Yeah. So, but in college, right? Like I wasn't cool. So, how did you get 81 people?
We literally would just blast it to everyone we knew. So we would text people individually, and then we would make Facebook events. This was back when everyone went to Facebook for everything. Sure. So like 2 weeks in advance, we'd make the Facebook event and invite everyone.
Yeah.
I will say, for the people we knew who would probably come, but so you used to be able to see when someone read your invite, which you hated.
I hate.
So what we would do is we would change people's RSVP to from no response to yes, I'm going. So if I had seen you had seen it and you didn't RSVP, but I was like, DJ will definitely be there.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I would mark you as yes.
Okay, you didn't just do it for randos. You did it for people you knew.
People I knew, people that I was friends with.
Oh, because then that creates like, all
buzz.
these people are going.
So that when other people logged on, they were like, oh, there's already 35 people coming. And so that's what we would do. And then what was important is because we were all roommates, we clearly knew the same major group of people.
Sure.
From the apartment, from our congregation, all of that. But we would all pull people from our separate areas of life. So all of us would text people from home or from our classes or things like that. And then you had a mixture of people.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I do think there is something when you're trying to have a big party of making sure people know. Because there's a threshold, right? Like if there's only going to be 10 people there and I don't know anyone, ooh. But if there's going to be 80 people there and I don't know anyone,
fine. I'll find someone.
Yeah. At least like join a it's a lot easier. Or at least go over and grab some food and
And we would be like, bring your roommates, bring your friends so people can show up. Also, I will say you can do a mass invite, but individually inviting people makes the world of difference.
I agree.
So mass invite, but then if I saw them on campus or if I was texting them, I'd be like, hey, we're having a party. I sent you the details on Facebook. I'd love for you to come. And they're like, oh, wait. She cares that I come.
This isn't just like let me check every single person I know on the Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good. All right, I like it. I think we've covered both. That was basically the big one, but I think you also covered the smaller parties where you just like, which group of friends do I want to hang out with? And then like, who not among these friends? Because normally like a friend group is going to be like 5 to 8, let's say. So, but if you're having a party, it needs to be more than 8.
It does.
So you're like, oh, who would fit well in our friend group?
Or who vaguely knows some of these people so they can come. Yeah.
And sometimes that's dependent. Like if I'm having a game night, I'm not going to invite my wife. Obviously game nights aren't parties, but similar,
Yeah.
right? If you're doing something and you know someone doesn't like it,
Yeah.
you don't invite them. Or if you know they do,
Yeah.
might add to it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Agreed.
Good stuff.
Party faux pas.
What are no-nos at parties?
I would say if you're bringing down the vibe, leave.
If you're bringing down the vibe.
If you're, bummer, whatever, like if you leave your problems at the door.
Yeah.
Or don't come, which is totally fine.
It is.
Send a text and be like, hey, really not feeling it tonight, I can't come. It's okay. And that's only if it's a smaller. If it's an 80-person group, just don't go.
Yeah. I would say if you're not feeling like it, go.
Uh-huh.
Most of the time, when I'm not feeling going to a party,
snap you out.
and then I show up, I then have a good time.
Yeah.
But if you get there and you're not feeling good, no shame in leaving.
No.
Nobody's going to judge you.
And it's more awkward, because I usually feel like if you're in a bad mood and bad enough mood to not get perked up by the party, you also don't want people asking you about it.
Right. Especially in that situation.
Yeah. And so it's not good for you, because
Yeah.
you're just sitting off to the corner and everyone's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you're fielding that. And then just like everyone's hypersensitive to the person in the corner not having a good time.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in leaving.
There is no
Parties
shame
are
in
not
leaving.
everyone's thing. There's certain people that I'm friends with that I'm like, I know you won't have fun at that. So
Yeah. I'm not going to invite you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faux pas number 2.
Yeah.
If you're at a party and the guest list wasn't super well managed, or let's say, you have someone in town or you have a new boyfriend or girlfriend, like it is your responsibility, if you know you're the only one who knows that person, to introduce them, to make sure that they're talking to people, to have a good time, because otherwise other people are going to notice that that person isn't having a good time, and they're going to be like, I don't know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
And instead of like it being natural, it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, especially, I say from here on out, we're mostly talking about smaller groups.
Absolutely.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's our.
If you are inviting someone, only invite people you are willing to have a conversation with. Because it's awkward if you invite someone and you're like, well, I don't really want to chat with them, then you just gave that responsibility to everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
Yeah.
And so if you're like, I honestly don't want to talk to them or I don't have anything to say, like, just leave them off the guest list.
Yep.
It's okay.
Faux pas number 3. Unless they specify open invite, it's not. And don't ask. Because
don't ask. It's
most
so
people
awkward.
will say yes because they don't want to be.
What are you supposed to say? No, sorry.
Like, hey, can I invite X person?
Yeah.
Unless it's a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's definitely an exception. But, like, if you're just like, hey, can I invite my roommate? No.
Yeah.
No. Don't ask unless they've said open invite.
Again, with this smaller group, it's usually based on, like, availability of space or, like, funds to make food or things like that. And most people, if it's an open invite, will include that in the text.
Yes. And I think sometimes I think the only classy way to do this is to say, hey, did you invite X? I'm just, wondering, like, so that I know whether or not to bring it up.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are like, oh, no, but I meant to. Let me text them real quick.
Or they're like, no, I didn't. And you're like, that's totally cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think another exception with boyfriend and girlfriends is I've had people who are like, oh, I have a friend in town. And then usually people are like, oh, they can come.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's an exception because you didn't know. Especially if it's not planned early in advance.
Right.
But yeah, if you just show up with people that weren't invited.
Oh, man. You're the worst.
It's uncomfortable for
you're
everyone.
a bad person.
You've literally put your needs ahead of everyone else. If you think someone like would really benefit from an invite, maybe have that conversation, but like make sure there's no guilt.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no awkwardness of like, hey, so and so should really don't put that on them.
Yeah.
And then you can also host your own party.
You can.
If you want to be in charge of the guests, like you can do it.
Boom. Love it. Do you have a faux pas? I have a faux pas.
I was talking about this. With these smaller things, the Irish goodbye
So good.
is so rude.
Oh.
We're on faux pas.
Oh, okay.
If there's a group of like 12 people,
Say goodbye to most of them.
like as you leave, you say only to the host. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
always yeah.
For Irish goodbye, to me that means you leave without saying goodbye to anyone.
Oh no. Irish goodbye for me is like dip out. I always say goodbye to the host and thank them.
So that's what the faux pas is. If you do not say goodbye to the host,
No, you say
you just
goodbye.
like peace out.
Yeah.
I don't need a whole conversation, but just be like, thanks so much. That was great.
Absolutely.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, and I don't know. it's not like I care when I'm hosting, but it is just like polite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Faux pas number 5. Especially at small parties, but even at big ones. Don't hit on or ask someone out during the party.
Yeah.
Hit on, I guess, is okay, like flirt with someone, but don't ask someone out during the party, because if they don't want to and say no, that's so awkward. Ask them out, like, as you're leaving.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, hey, I'm leaving, and, like, walk outside. Oh, I gotta go too. Walk out with them.
Yeah.
At their car.
Do you
Hey.
see this happen a lot?
No, I'm just thinking of I'm just trying to think of the worst things that I've seen happen.
We've seen that happen at a party, though, and it brought us a lot of joy.
It brought us joy.
Yeah.
But it brought me joy.
It brought you more joy than it brought me.
Yeah. It can be really awkward. Hit on them after the party.
True.
Yeah.
And if you can't find a way to talk to them one-on-one, that probably means that you shouldn't ask them out right
I
then.
think that's a great point.
Faux pas number 6. Clearly we have beef with parties.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone is getting up to leave, you
get up to
leave too.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing like, I love a good debrief after a party. I'm down with it. But like, don't assume
that you're part of
you're part of it.
Yeah.
Unless someone's like, hey, like stay after and we can chat.
Yeah.
Or like you just know the vibe.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, I'm just gonna hang out.
Yeah. Like during that period where I was the 4th roommate or whatever, right? And parties would end and I'd just kind of hang. But you knew I wasn't gonna overstay my welcome a lot.
Yeah. We knew you would leave the minute our conversation was done.
Yeah. Anyway.
And you knew that all roommates were on board.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you stay too long, so I would say like, let's say the party starts at 7. If anyone leaves between 7 and 9, don't feel the obligation to leave. That's just them leaving.
Absolutely.
But like starting at like 9:30.
As soon as you see people starting to leave, you should go, I'm going to talk to this one more person and then leave. Or I'm going to get this one bite of food and then leave. Yeah. Or, you know. You
have to have your exit plan. Don't make someone tell you have to leave.
Yeah. Granted, if they tell everyone, right? Like sometimes at your house, Jess will be like, I need everyone to leave. Yeah. Time to go to bed. And it's early. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's overstayed their welcome. It's just time to go. But like, you know. Yeah.
If you are 1 or 2 people hovering. Yeah. And everyone's clearly yawning and like pulling like, oh.
If you see the host start cleaning up, or if they say, all right.
This has been fun. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming.
Even one time. Yeah. Just bounce.
If there's more than 3 consistent yawns, the night's over. Yep. And it's fine.
Great.
But yeah.
Okay, that is a great list of faux pas.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of a faux pas?
A pro pas.
What are party pro pas?
Pro pas. This is easier for people like you and I. Sure. Where it's like, we are able to start conversations with most people. Yeah. So if it's awkward, you got to take control of the room.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And here's what I'd say. Find the person that you're at the party you want to talk to the most. Yeah. And start a conversation with them that's inviting. Yes. Right? Like that's what we do. Yeah. Right? Yeah. At a party, if you and I are there, we basically start a conversation between you and I. Yeah. It's a lot like this. Yeah. Why do you think we started a pod? that anyone is invited into that conversation.
And we would invite people in. Yeah. Like, usually it was something ridiculous, and we're like, okay, what's your opinion on this? And then someone else hears, and people join in. Yeah. And it just gets the room started.
It does.
You really only need it for the first 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
And then it's fine.
And then everyone starts, because then people will break off. And, yes. But yeah, at the beginning of a party, like, don't try to start a conversation with a group. No. Start a conversation with one person, but make sure that it's open. You're not facing each other. Like, you can, like, eye people and say it to them. Yeah.
I would also say, and I get this is way hard for some people.
Sure.
And me and DJ just are very similar in this regard.
Yeah.
Parties are not the time to have a heart-to-heart.
No.
Or a deep down.
No.
Like, if you feel you haven't seen the host in a while, or there's someone there that you haven't been able to catch up with, make plans to meet up later.
Yes.
But, like, it's awkward, especially if you're the host, where people will just want to, like, sit and, like, delve into it, and you're like, this is a party. Yeah. It's not the vibe.
Yeah. I need to be, especially the host. Yeah. Like, I need to be talking to everyone. Yes. You know, my job is to make sure everyone has a good time. That's a pro pod number 3. Yeah. If you're the host, like, it is not a party for you. No. You are hosting a party. So it's your responsibility to check on everyone. Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be constantly. Yeah. But, like, everyone's good time at the party is on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, along with that, pro pawn number 4 is there has to be options for movement. So if there's food, then people have to have a chance to get up. Because if you get stuck in one spot and there's no movement, it can feel like if you get stuck next to someone you don't like or you don't know very well, it feels so painful.
Yeah.
And so you have to have reasons for people to get up and move around, switch who they're talking to.
Yep.
Whether that's not enough chairs so that when someone gets up, someone takes their seat and it moves people around.
Did you do that deliberately at your place?
We don't, but it just works out that way. Yeah.
Well, in your old place, your new place is fine, but your old place had great flow.
It did.
Because it had a big room.
Huge.
It also had like a basement and other rooms that you could, break off to if you need to. But mostly we were in that big front room.
Yeah.
And then there was a dining room off of it where you put all the food.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but there was nowhere really to sit in there. So
Yeah.
we would stand around the food and grab food and then filter into either the kitchen or there. Yeah.
And like nobody saved seats ever.
No.
And you never established that. It just happened. Somebody got up, somebody sat down.
Well, because we would have 30 people there and 7 seats.
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, this is my seat now.
Yeah.
And so there has to be movement or else people feel pigeonholed.
Absolutely.
And they're like, well.
Unless, like, dinner parties are obviously
Yes.
a separate thing.
And game nights, movie nights, like that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But like if you're just trying to have let's all get together and chat and eat, then there has to be a way for people to mingle.
Great.
Yeah.
Any
other pro pods?
I can't think of any. I think we have given an incredible party throwing.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone is like, how do I throw a party, and they listen to this, they're going to throw a ball-in
And
party.
we better be invited. DJ will probably say no, but I will probably say yes.
I will say this. I would say the most important thing for a party is not the theme, is not the, what food or snacks or whatever you have. It's that guest list.
Yeah.
That is number one, right? If you're just like, I'm going to invite whoever, you need to make sure you know that at least X number of people are coming.
Yeah.
Because if you're throwing a party, you have a bunch of food, and 6 people show up, that is the most awkward thing
It's
ever.
so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think all of it contingent
Is contingent
on the guest list, like you said. So, like, once you have that framework of what you want it to look like, don't do too much food, don't do too little food, don't have too big of a space.
Yeah.
There's nothing awkward than a huge space and, like, 3 people.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is very painful.
And, like, don't just, like, set a date and tell people. Like, make sure that the core people you want there can come.
Yes.
Especially, like, if you're not good at parties, right?
Yeah.
Like, if people don't know that you throw a fun party, then you've got to make sure that a core group of people are there so that people are like, hey, I got invited to this. Are you going? They're like, yeah, I'm going to go.
And also, it really only takes you throwing one good party
for people
and then
to
people
go.
are like, I'm down.
Yeah.
I know that it's going to be fun at their house.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Great job.
All right. Any other party things?
No, that was fantastic.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
This year, will you be here for your birthday?
We are. It is a definite possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that because now that you're married, you can't go to December for a whole month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could, but yeah.
It's just not as realistic.
No. So there's a good chance. We're trying to convince my parents to go to the beach for my birthday.
Okay.
But that doesn't seem to be likely.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll probably be here.
Why don't you just have Kelly and Darren come out here for your birthday?
They're coming out in October.
Why don't they come out for your birthday?
I don't know. Why don't you guys come out for my birthday?
Because think about it. Because you've never been here for your birthday.
No, and we already know what we're doing for my party.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Was that not it?
No, that is it.
Oh,
yeah.
You said yes, like, oh.
Well, it's more than just that. But you'll have to wait till then. Oh, it's going to be dope. It's going to be
Have we talked about this before?
No.
Oh, but you said I know what we're doing.
I said I know.
Oh, I thought you said we already know what we're doing for my birthday.
I was referring to me and...
Oh, but you're talking to me, so when you say we...
Yeah. I get it.
Okay.
Anyway, I know what I'm doing for my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope I get an invite.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
I will say, it won't be a party, so most of you listening won't get an invite.
Don't be
I just feel like I have to say that
Yeah.
these days. So it's going to be a smallish group. Anyway, It's not going to be open invite, so don't expect an invite.
My birthday's next month. if you're really nice to me in the next couple of weeks, I'll invite you to my birthday. So, play your cards straight.
Here's the thing. If you send Emily a gift between now and her birthday,
yeah,
automatic invite to her party.
100%.
Yeah.
If I know you. If you're a creep bot person,
Yeah.
maybe not. I'll still take the gift.
If you're
Paul M.
Yeah, Paul M, who's definitely your brother.
I don't know. I should ask.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So throw a party, have a good time at parties.
I will say this as a little precursor. If it stresses you out or you think you can't do it, you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are always looking for friends.
Yep.
People are always looking for things to do.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be very involved. You can have a bowl of chips and a thing of cookies and people are content.
And I think, the tips that we've outlined are like great. If you don't know anyone,
yeah,
then just like individually invite 6 people.
Yes.
And say like bring your roommates.
Yeah.
Right? Like be like and tell them, I'm trying to get to know people, do you want to come over?
Yeah. And that one is the perfect one to say, hey, I'm inviting you guys open invite. And people will take it and run with it. Because most people don't want to show up to something by themselves.
Yep.
So they'll be like, okay, if it's open invite, you all should come.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you get invited to a party, go to it.
Especially, guys, it's only a few more months of summer.
Amen.
Especially during summer.
Say yes.
Yeah.
And create a memory. There might be water and there might be fire. Who's to say? Speaking of donuts.
Yeah. I had a bunch on Saturday. I had 2.5.
Okay, so you're
I'm at 13.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wow. I'm at 11.
At a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to DJ.
Yeah.
He brought me a donut.
Well, it was actually my wife.
Well, thanks to Lauren.
Yeah. She's nicer than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any words, but
yeah. So, we're moving up the list. There's a great donut shop by us.
There is.
Yeah.
Buy your t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Buy your stickers.
Hey, you bought a t-shirt.
I did. The stickers are coming this week, so we'll get those shipped out. And then,
Yeah. Thanks for listening, you guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Oh! Guys, next episode.
Oh, yeah.
What did we decide we're going to do?
I don't know quite like how to phrase it, but it's going to be like mountains versus molehills.
Yeah, hills you'll die on that are small.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. So like, what was the one we were talking about?
I think it was Android and Apple.
Oh, maybe that was
right? It was the green bubble. The green
oh,
bubbles.
yeah. I was
right?
like, not to be controversial, but I hate those stupid green bubbles.
Yeah.
Because DJ just changed.
Yeah. She texted me. She's like, I know it's not a big deal, but the green bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that, where it's like very trivial, but you're like, no, it's not to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went off about how pineapple belongs on pizza. And
what?
Pineapple belongs on pizza?
You believe that or you don't?
I do.
Mm.
Really?
What?
We've never talked about this?
I'm sure we have.
It's like the only way I'll eat pizza.
I thought you only liked white pizza.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna have red sauce pizza, there better be pineapple on it. And like that, I will die on that hill.
Gross.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So yeah, submit your things.
Yeah, submit your things. Your strong opinions about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
And we've done pet peeves before, and if you have a pet peeve you didn't get in, that fits. Those are small things.
We're gonna slightly judge because that's our favorite thing to do.
Absolutely.
If it matters or not.
Yeah.
Or our stance on your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and submit it. We'll have a box up on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Comment on the homepage.
Give it all.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them that they can find this on YouTube?
Oh, did we not?
You've never shared the link with me or anything.
Oh, yeah. It's on YouTube. The same handle as on Instagram, so it's _ this, that, chit chat.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll start putting the link in the show notes. But, we've had like 6 views, so yeah. If you want to view with them,
do
it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, love you for real this time.
I'll splice
Okay,
it.
bye.